Narrated Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu. Okay, this is the next hadith. Narrated Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the kingship belongs to the Qurayshi. That means the Khalifa. The Khalifa must come from the Qurayshis. This is from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the leader of the Muslim world must be from the Qurayshi. That's just the way it is. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was from the Qurayshi. Okay, from that tribe. So whoever leads the Muslim Ummah has to come from that specific tribe to be the Khalifa. But the emphasis is that the leader of the Muslim world, he has to be from that lineage. He has to be from the Qurayshi. He has to be. But that's okay. Because the next part of the hadith, it says the legal authority belongs to the Ansar. Meaning that those who are the judges, they must come from that tribe, from the Ansars. Those from Medina. Or those tribes of Medina. The call to prayer, meaning those who make the Athan, belongs to the who? The Abyssinians. Who are the Abyssinians? The blacks. Bilal was Abyssinian. Bilal was Habasha. He was African. The Abyssinians are those who are from Habasha, Somalia, Sudan, Ethiopia, the blacks. So the right to be on this microphone, Allahu Akbar, it belongs to the blacks from Hadith. Because we have the most beautifulest voices. He said that Bilal radhiyallahu anhu, he had a most beautiful, deep, melodious voice. He didn't have no high voice. He said it was deep, melodious, strong and loud. The person who's supposed to do the Adhan is supposed to have the best voice. We don't just put somebody on there and no, that's not the Sunnah. And according to the Hadith, it should be someone who's from Africa, African, who has a nice voice. Right? But y'all gotta know how to say it right properly first. Y'all can't just get up there and chop it up. That's why you got to get in the Arabic class and know how to say it right. And faithfulness belongs to the tribe of Yemen. So Allah made specific positions for specific people. That's just how it is. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he gave us that example with Bilal ibn Rabah. Bilal ibn Rabah, he was Abyssinian, he was Habasha, he was African. And Allah chose him through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to be the caller to the prayer for the whole Muslim nation, the whole Muslim world. Okay? But I wanted to just give you some emphasis on the other hadiths about Musa alayhi salam, Jesus alayhi salam, and the position of the muwaddin. Now, some again may say, well, that's not important, or why are you talking about that, or you being racist. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it, so what? I'm not supposed to speak the hadith? I'm not supposed to give y'all the hadith? I'm not supposed to tell y'all the truth? I read the hadith, well, they may not like it, they may not, they might get offended if I tell them, but they've been offending me all my life. I've been taking it with the lie, accepting it, eating it up, taking it, rolling with it, sleeping with it, being brainwashed with it, having self-hate, looking in the mirror, trying to light my skin up and all kind of stuff. Come on, man. Keep it 100. Some of y'all still got it in you. I'm not black. Don't call me black. I'm not black. Got you brainwashed. Again, this is Masjid Aqaba. And I'm trying to give you some history. I'm trying to give you some knowledge. Y'all heard of Timbuktu? Huh? Y'all heard of Timbuktu? Remember the cartoons? The Looney Tunes? All the way to Timbuktu. Remember that? What? The Looney Tunes? Bugs Bunny. Right? They had Yosemite Sam. All the way to Timbuktu. And they was making fun of it. As-salami. They were really making fun of the Muslims. As-salami. But really they was making fun of As-salamu alaikum. As-salami. All the way to Timbuktu. But let me show you something. Timbuktu right? Or Timbuktu. Timbuktu, which is another way that you say it. The Africans say Timbuktu, not Timbuktu, but Timbuktu. African Empire in West Africa. Listen to me. African Islamic Empire. Yeah, we're getting some history too. African Islamic Empire, which is called the Mali Empire. Timbuktu was the capital. Timbuktu was the capital of the Mali African Islamic Empire, where all the people came to sit at the feet of African Islamic scholars. In Roots, Kunta Kinte. Again, this right here, West Africa. Giving y'all some history right now. One of the states in the Mali Empire was Gambia. Gambia. This is where Kunta Kinte came from. Know your history. Why y'all? They used to make fun. I like Kunta Kinte. My name is Toby. Kunta Kinte. Kunta Kinte came from West Africa, Gambia, from the Mali Empire, from the African Islamic Empire. Gambia. Kunta Kinte, pay attention. Kunta Kinte, he came from, guess what tribe? The Mandinka tribe. Mandinka tribe. Now all of these names, they don't flip-flop the names to make it something else. Man, I'm a Mandinka. Oh, I'm a Mandinka. Right? But Mandinka, these were Muslim warriors. These were Muslim warriors. But they turned it into something else. Kunta Kinte was from the Mandinka tribe, and these were Muslim warriors. Kunta Kinte was Muslim. Go watch Roots all over again. Go watch Roots all over again. But when you can start going into the third or fourth part, it gets jacked up. But the first part, when he's still in Africa, he's doing the Athan, Allahu Akbar, I bear witness there's no God but Allah, Muhammad is the messenger. It was the Muslim warriors that were the main ones getting killed on the ships. The main revolts on the ship, the main revolutions on the ships were the Muslims, because they knew they weren't supposed to be no slaves. Man, we've been having civilization for thousands of years in Africa. When I first became Muslim, let me tell you how brainwashed I was. That's how I know that some of y'all still brainwashed, because I was brainwashed. When I first became Muslim, I thought Egypt was somewhere in Europe. I can tell it now, because of watching Charlton Heston and Elizabeth Taylor and Cleopatra, and I'm thinking it's somewhere where white people at. When I became Muslim, I met a brother from Africa. I was in college, and I became Muslim, and we had to do a report, and I did my book report on Islam. I was just so happy about being Muslim. I went and brought my prayer rug to school and everything. And I met one of the brothers from Africa, and he had a calendar, an African calendar, and he started showing me all these pictures. I'm like, let me show you how brainwashed I was. He showed me all these pictures with skyscrapers and, you know, a big elaborate, like fashion fair, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do they call that? The malls. Made out of glass and all this stuff. I said, man, where's this at? He said, Africa. I said, no, man, you lying, man. That's how brainwashed. I said, man, you a lie. He said, no, it's Africa. It's Africa. I said, man, where's that at? He said, that's Africa. That's how we built that, the white people. He said, no, Africans. That's how brainwashed I was. I couldn't even believe that in Africa they had skyscrapers, malls, technology, they driving cars, because they think everybody swinging from vines and monkeys and whatnot, butt naked. Yeah. Africa had the first civilizations. The pyramids and whatnot, that's in Africa. They still can't even mimic the pyramids today. A lot of the structures, the obelisks, and all the stuff in Washington, D.C., All of these things came from Africa. Hieroglyphics and whatnot, Africa. Masonry and all this other stuff, Africa. Egyptology, Africa. Calculators and mathematics came from Africa. Algebra came from Africa. I was brainwashed. I ain't gonna lie, I was brainwashed. Islam gave me life. Islam gave me life. I no longer was ashamed of my nose. I was no longer ashamed of my hair and my color and whatnot. Because Islam taught me that the best in the sight of Allah is the one who has the most taqwa. So I'm like, dang, well, all I got to do is be the best in this deen and I could be the best in the sight of Allah? Psh, I'm striving to be the best. Shoot, I was striving to be the best out here anyway with this dumb stuff. Let me strive to be the best with this real stuff now. And you can be the best. Huh? You can be the best. Matter of fact, you could be leading Salat, leading Arabs. You didn't hear me. You could be leading Salat, leading Arabs in Salat, teaching them about the deen. Y'all can. Because Allah said the best of you in the sight of Allah is the ones who have the most taqwa. Ain't got nothing to do with the color. Bilal ibn Rabah, not only was he the muezzin, he was the secretary and the treasurer of the Muslims. Did you know that? Some of y'all didn't. Allahu Akbar. I'm supposed to. Because if I know, then I got to let you know. Allah says, save yourself and your family from the fire whose fuel is men and stone. Man, it's my responsibility to tell you this truth. I learned it. I studied it. Dissected it. You feel me? I got to, all of this, I got to tell you this. Because if not, you guys still be making fun of Kunta Kinte. You still be talking all the way to Timbuktu. Don't even know what they're talking about. Not understanding that Timbuktu was an African Islamic empire. A capital where people came to learn Arabic from West Africans. Why? Because Arabic is an African language. In Africa right now, they speak Arabic, man. This ain't nothing new to them. They speak about 6 or 7 languages. Dialects, Swahili, Fula, Berber, all kinds of stuff. Berber. That's a dialect in Africa. Know your history. All right? This is just a touch of it. But inshallah, my intent is, and Allah knows, man, my intent is to come up with a 6 or 7 course curriculum. Man, we're trying to establish an Islamic center here. An Islamic center with Tawheed, Tajweed, Tafsir, Fiqh, Hadith, so forth, so on, Islamic studies, Dawah. I'm busting off all the curriculums I'm talking about. These are the ones that I want to do. How to give Dawah to Christians using the Bible. That's the class I want to start too. So we can give the proper Dawah that needs to be given to the people. The only one that can give it to the people is us. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the people used to come to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He would teach them the deen and then send it back to their people. And send it back. All right, we got it. All right, go tell your people. He said, because what? He said, speak to the people in a language that they understand. Right? You gotta speak their language, man. What's happening? What's cracking? What it do? All right, yep, all right, right. Well, you gotta talk the language. You can't talk the language, man. Ain't nobody gonna listen to you. They're gonna think you a agent or something. Man, who are you, the police? Because you can't even talk the language. Okay? So this is just a little bit of African history, Islamic history. This is our history. Understand that, man, we didn't just come into this religion and all of a sudden people looking at it like, well, you don't belong here. We belong, we've been here. When the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent the Sahabas to Africa, he told them what? Be kind to the blacks. Because the mother Hajar, the mother of the Arabs, is black. Goes back to Ishmael and Hajar. Right? The second wife of the Prophet, Ibrahim alayhi salam.